Feature Friday.
The freshest.
A lot of people have been sending us these videos, very recent, and it's regarding both dance and music at a folk level. So it's only a few weeks old. Very popular though.
Can I just say, there's just cinematic experience. Like, just look at that!
We
It's
haven't-
not even like a real part, like a real place. Like, it doesn't even look like a real place.
Oh, there it looks real.
There's a volcano. Wow! Guys, you live there?
Yeah, this is where it starts to get a bit like... How's that not a video game?
Guys, that's your country?
This is the part where we've been immensely intrigued about the musical aspect of that. Java Timur. So we have seen gamelan in the past, different styles.
Wow, cool! Oh, we're also changing rhythms and styles?
Yeah, because that's the interesting bit about Indonesia. I mean, Indonesia is pretty big, but what it sort of captivated, at least me the most, is that even when you look at the music industry of Indonesia at
The
a current
contemporary-
state,
Yeah, the contemporary music industry.
it's still a melting pot of different cultures. And weirdly enough, then when you look at it just from a, what would you call it? You call it like a pure Indonesian level. It still is the case because there's different provinces. There's different...
Influences.
there were different tribes and there's different cultures within one culture.
Yes.
That's what seems to happen, at least from my understanding, especially from what we've seen with these videos, especially from what we've seen, especially musically and the regional sounds and stuff like that. So I would presume that you probably would not have to travel that far to then be exposed to something completely bloody different, both in languages, both in rhythms, both in dance.
Like, you wouldn't have to travel to another country to experience something completely refreshing and new.
But imagine, just go to a different state, mate, and they're probably doing completely different stuff than...
Yeah, I agree.
And hence why this has bred such uniqueness musically.
That is so great, though. Just the greenery, the scenery is insane.
It was like Uncharted.
It really does look unnaturally amazing.
It's Bali. Obviously, still some similarity seems to prevail. Huge focus on facial expressions, which is common in other cultures too.
I love the headgears and stuff.
Boy,
Headpieces.
rapidly different. Hey yo!
Hey! I love the touch of the bells in the sound composition. This is really good. They have a party going on. Oh, check out.
Yeah. Because given the magnitude of the size of Indonesia, there's areas where they become more city-like.
Well, like the capital.
Yeah.
Wow, how cool!
You see, such vastness is very rare in countries where it's...
Oh my god! Look at that face! See, this is when it starts to get like reality bending. Look at the mist and the masks. Hey!
And you can understand why a huge amount of artists, even Indonesian artists themselves,
Take so much inspiration from this.
yeah. Obviously, Alfie Rev being a big...
Not
Weird
get
genius.
Weird genius. Yeah.
Because why have to go abroad to seek inspiration? Like Indonesia is big enough.
He has such broad culture too. director of this, what a vision.
That area, sick. You know that game's Senua's Sacrifice?
Oh yeah.
Reminds me.
I agree. It's just not real.
Selamat.
Okay,
It's-
I need to know who the director is.
I mean, the
Because
channel is
what?
Indonesia Kaya, which I think it might be like a travel thing. I'm not sure. I can't. I mean, I don't speak Indonesian.
But what a vision! It's a really well executed idea, though, in terms of like how it was portrayed from the cinematic perspective to the cultural differences in the sound, as well as the transition between state and state.
Yeah, so it's definitely a bunch of dance studios collaborating together from different
Right.
parts of Indonesia. And look, like it's no wonder that people from different parts of the world have become mesmerized through this. We're obviously super intrigued with it from a sort of musical standpoint, even though from a touristic standpoint, it's like what a selling point,
Oh my
or a
God,
cultural
yes.
standpoint, what a selling point. But it was rather interesting because the more we dive deeper into the Indonesian music industry, the more we started finding out that actually the reason why, at a macro level, when you look at the charts, when you look at the variety of voices, when you look at the vastness of styles that become popular in Indonesia, because Indonesia is one of those sort of peculiar music industries where it's not just one genre. Ballads still prevail to a certain extent, but you do have alternative rock, you do have indie folk, you
And
do
then
have
you also have an incredibly broad vocal quirkiness and individualities from a lot of these popular singers.
EDM seems to be really, really impactful, and pop music in the style, electronic pop music, seems to really resonate well. And some of the highest resonating sort of artists are the ones that not only utilize, other Indonesian artists in their compositions, but also utilize the culture,
Maximize from the culture.
the lore,
Yeah.
the flora, the sauna to their advantage, and it's because it's so vast, and it genuinely seems, it might seem like a bit like what the fuck, but sometimes it genuinely just makes you think like this place seems a bit supernatural, like a bit weird, like
is it to a certain extent all of the myths and legends. I feel like whoever told me about them, I would believe they
if
actually
they happen in
happened.
Indonesia.
Yeah, because they have the beauty of the nature and the mystery of it all, just kind of like playing with it. Like, come on, look at this.
Like it's a damn peculiar ass
How
place.
how is that even real?
Yeah,
And I
it's-
think obviously the cinematography here, like the color grading with the dramatic outfits and everything else, just kind of like enhances the experience. But it's there, you could easily believe it.
Indeed. Let us know what you guys thought about it, and if there are other performances, I think it would be interesting. Now, we have seen sort of cultural performances. We have seen, those big, like the gala events, obviously the Asian opening ceremonies. Something that I really liked about the Asian ceremony,
Games, yeah.
the Asian Games opening ceremony, was that it did utilize also the singing talent that Indonesia has. And so it would be quite interesting to see other projects, like we've seen Novia Batchmeet and her friends, like, do the original sounds. If you have performances like those are immensely
Contemporary.
interesting.
Yeah, new artists that are using the Indonesian folklore to fuel their new artistry. Let us know.
Or to showcase it. Also, that allows Baleska to sort of analyze the vocals and stuff like that from a completely different standpoint, because they're very different. But anyways, goodbye.
Goodbye.